Some yellow cards, a couple issued to both clubs. But other than that, a back and forth championship final so far, as we are just 1 minute into this second half of this championship final. If it stays at 0-0, or even if both teams score 1-1, as Croatia has a chance in the box now. Ball back in, shot, scores! Oscar Cordon! This game is over from Warrior Field in Waterloo, Ontario, the home of the University of Waterloo Warriors. The final whistle has been blown, and Toronto, Croatia are your 2015 Canadian Soccer League First Division champions.
Turned over though, another chance. Whiteman, the delivery, and it's a cracking strike from the Vaughn striker, and he equalizes here in the 39th minute. The leading scorer, Jarek Whiteman, adds to his tally, and that's number 18, and equalizes this match. It's 1-1. Amato, up. Can Whiteman counter? He can. Whiteman, he wins the ball. He's on a breakaway here. The strike! Into the corner it goes, and the Azzurri's leading scorer gets the equalizer once again, and it's all tied up 2-2 in the 57th minute. Jarek Whiteman with number 19 on the season and his second of the match. The Chiara now with the delivery. Back post. The header back in. The Azzurri with the chance. Into the box and in the back of the net. And it's number 3 for Jarek Whiteman. The hat trick converted. 3-2 in the 60th minute.
You're watching and listening to Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk, Footy Edition with Nicholas Fiore. Welcome back, everybody, to Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the host of this sports talk show podcast, and today I have a special guest on the show. It's Chris Nanco for Footy Edition number 4 of this podcast. Chris, thanks for tuning in, coming in. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be a part of the show.
Absolutely. Chris Nanco obviously playing now with Forge FC in the Canadian Premier League, the professional soccer league now in Canada, the CPL, approaching its third campaign, striker forward for the team. Chris, talk about, Toronto boy, Brampton raised, as myself, of course. How have you and the family been during COVID thus far?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's been safe, taking the necessary precautions and stuff like that. So it's been nice. It's been good and bad at the same time, but it's just getting to know the family a little bit more, being closer with them and stuff like that. That's the positives you can take from it. And then, the negatives is like, we're all home. So kind of getting on each other's nerves a little bit, but for the most part, it's been good.
Absolutely. And obviously playing, youth soccer in Brampton Youth, Sigma. I think we might have even played against each other because we're both 95s and I was on Brampton East and you were on Brampton Youth. So we definitely played each other. Who knows when down the line, but it definitely happened. That rivalry is crazy in itself. And then obviously going to Sigma, and we're going to touch upon all of that. But let's start off, the time in youth in Ontario, right? Obviously you went to the States for NCAA, right? D1 with Syracuse. But for youth in Ontario, for youth in Canada, for people who don't know, because I'm sure you've made friends and fellow and former teammates, across the world, really, if you want to say that in a way, especially in North America. How was it for you? Did you like the development way in youth soccer, in academy soccer within Ontario?
Yeah. So for me, I guess I would say there wasn't as many like avenues and options growing up as there is today. The youth of today have many more options, and that's how it should be, especially with the game growing in Canada. But yeah, like I think that there was a good amount of streams for me as well, to travel, experience new places and stuff like that. So I kind of like the route I took, going from Brampton to making a big decision to leave Brampton. We were a very successful team, the 95 age group, and making a big decision to join Sigma and, kind of collaborate with different players from Toronto and different areas and all come to form one big Sigma team. And then, that took me overseas. Got different trials with different clubs in Europe and stuff like that through Sigma. And then I ended up going to Syracuse to college, and then professionally after that.
I spoke to one of your current teammates now, Kwame Aua, on a previous episode of the show, and we touched upon the difference between club and academy, because he basically did what you did, right? I mean, Brampton Youth is a soccer club; it's a youth club, right? But Sigma FC is an academy. I know you were obviously probably young and didn't think about that, but now looking back on it, of course, what do you think was the major difference, in your opinion, between club and academy within Ontario?
Yeah, I think with the academies, they just brought more of a professional environment. I think it was just the setup was a little bit better, and the training was better. They brought in different coaches from Europe to help train the players and stuff like that. It just gave us more of that professional feel. Not trying to knock down on Brampton, but it was still a great environment to train in, and we had a lot of success. But I think at that time I was ready to take a jump and take a leap of faith and see what there was on the academy side of things. And yeah, I think they just brought a more of a professional feel and more organization to the game.
Absolutely. And I know without you saying it, you're not knocking any club, of course. It's just sometimes it's maybe sometimes even more money, right? Maybe, the academy has more money put into just, for example, like I'm coaching under 15 girls right now in the Caledon Soccer Club. Sigma is obviously going to have more money than Caledon because Sigma's based in Mississauga, Toronto, and the appeal, right? The attraction to wherever the club is. Like Thorold Soccer Club is not going to get as much traction as Sigma FC Academy, right? It's the way it is what it is, unfortunately. But I understand what you're saying, of course, because with more money and more attraction and more appealing city, also is more connections and who knows who in the game, right? Which is of course huge. Moving on to Syracuse, Chris, did you have any other options when it was time to obviously make that option? Obviously playing with Syracuse, the Orange for 2013 to 2016, 84 caps, 21 goals. If my hockey listeners or viewers are on, caps means games played, for 84 games played with the team. Did you have any other options though, or was Syracuse the one team? And a secondary question, other than the options, what appealed to you most about going to that school?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had other options. I had a handful of options. Syracuse was actually the first college that kind of came to me and showed interest in me. But then along with them came other options like UConn, Kwame School, Boston College, and a few top schools. But then I had with me as a whole story, I had problems in high school because I was traveling so much for soccer. So I was missing credits and stuff like that. I had to do credit recovery classes and all that stuff. So it looked kind of the chances of me going to college looked kind of slim on the school part. But Syracuse stuck with me when other schools didn't think I could do it, and Syracuse stuck with me and showed that support. And then I ended up doing it, getting my credits in order and stuff like that. And then Syracuse was still there knocking on the door waiting for me. So I ended up going with them. And, what appealed to me about the school was when I went on the official visit, it's a great campus. They're creating a great environment. I think at the time they were just switching from the Big East Conference to the ACC Conference. So they were taking a big step into a bigger conference. And there was a few players from Canada that were on the team already that I knew of. So it was already I felt like I was at home. I felt like it was a family and stuff like that too. And then also I knew the coach from training with Sigma and doing the Sigma soccer camps in the summer. College coaches come down to those and watch the players play. So I had a relationship with the coaches already.
I know, college is it's a whole different ball game, right? Than
Yeah.
soccer here, right? In Brampton, in Toronto, in Canada, in Ontario, really. OCAA, of course, it's good. My sister's the starting goalie for the Humber Hawks varsity team, like good quality. The men's, they always do well. The university route, the OUA, like they're good too. But the NCAA, it is just a different ball game. It's a more professional environment. It's a step up. I had a chance of going to Graceland University in Iowa in NCAA D1 back in high school, but tore my ACL, and that was probably one of the minor regrets that obviously I couldn't control, that I couldn't get that opportunity. But for you, you got that opportunity, and obviously you don't take it for granted. What was the most, the best experience, the highlight of your time with Syracuse?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best experience was, going to, I think it was my junior year. We went on a good run. We were ACC champions. And then we ended up going to the Final Four in the NCAA. And, that's where you're playing some of the best players in the country, some of the great players from overseas and stuff like that. So, you're just getting a better culture of the game. You're playing against better competition. So, that's kind of like a step to playing to the next level, and there's more eyes on you, more people watching you and stuff like that. So I think that was a great experience for me to see where it really tested me to see where I was at, based on the other players and stuff in the country, and it kind of showed me that I could make the next jump to professional.
And you went there to study in what program, Chris?
I studied economics.
So within economics, school-wise and soccer-wise, football-wise, what did you think you took away the most from your time in college? What did you learn the most, you think?
Yeah, I think from my time in college, I learned a lot about how to manage myself, both when it came to school and soccer. Managing my time and my lifestyle. Making good decisions and stuff like that. Also, I think it showed me that I can stay committed to something for a long period of time, and put effort towards stuff that I believe in and that I'm passionate about. And it taught me how to strive for greatness, and to work with different people, to network and stuff like that. I tell everybody that I talk to, I've started my own business. So from the economics part, studying business, I started my own business, Kicked Up Culture, which is hair cutting and a clothing brand. And I think everywhere I go, whether it was to Europe or to America, everywhere I go, I try to grasp some of the culture there and carry it wherever I go. So that's some of the stuff that I learned and took with me.
You touched upon the juggling of school and soccer, really, and I was gonna get to that next. So perfect segue. You read my mind, buddy. You read my mind. How was it difficult to juggle? Okay, I gotta go to training. I have a game, but I gotta get this assignment in, or I have this exam. Like, did that ever process? Or what I spoke to a few NCAA players in the hockey world, they said that the school and the university or college normally works with the players pretty damn well. Did you have that nice connection with your college, with Syracuse, or was it difficult to juggle at first?
Yeah, I mean, definitely at first, when you're a freshman going in, it's difficult to juggle because, you're like a shy freshman, don't want to ask for too much and stuff like that. But, you learn to go on and know that the school is there for you. They're there to support you. They're there to support their athletes. So, you can ask for tutors whenever you need. The teachers, they work with you. The first thing you get is a schedule of all the days you're going to miss and stuff like that. So you give that to your teachers, and then they would sit down and work with you to see like what you can do to make up for missed days and stuff like that. You have tutors helping you out in any class needed. So yeah, the school definitely works with you. I didn't really feel too much pressure. Obviously, there's some deadlines that kind of crept up on me and stuff like that. But for the most part, it was enjoyable.
How was without saying too much, Chris? How was the party atmosphere at Syracuse? Was it a good
Man.
party or what? Without saying too much.
So when I was there, Syracuse was every year I was there. Syracuse was ranked. I don't know how, but Syracuse was ranked top 5 party schools in America every single year.
Wow.
So it was tough to stay on track with soccer and stuff like that. But I definitely had some good times. But soccer comes first, and we'll leave it at that.
I love how you said soccer comes first over school, because I would say the same thing. That's perfect. That's perfect. I had to ask, of course.
Yeah.
In the summers, obviously, you kind of graduated in the Sigma program, if you can say so, and then played semi-pro League One Ontario, 9 games, only popped 1 in, but it was between 2 years, 2014 to 2016, obviously. But that's just because coming back from school in the summer, let's stay in shape, right? Let's get some conditioning in. Was that really the only case? Obviously, you knew Coach Bobby, of course, who's currently your coach now with, of course, behind me, CPL, Forge FC. Was that the case? Okay, I need to get some games in, so why not just play with Sigma in League One during the off season from school?
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I knew that coming back, we can play in League One, during the summer and stuff like that. So it was an easy decision, kind of, because I knew that all the college players were coming back, and especially my age group and the age groups around me. Sigma graduated so many guys that went on to play college in D1 and stuff like that. So we were all coming back to play at Sigma. So I knew it would be an amazing level. Yeah. So yeah, we'd all get together and be like, yeah, we're gonna play League One and do what we can, and then do what we can before we have to go back to school, because some of us went back to school early for summer school and stuff like that, leading up to the preseason, which preseason usually started in August. So we just got like a couple months, and then we went back to school. But yeah, I knew it was going to be a great environment, and I knew Sigma would take care of us for all that they've done for us and all that we've done for them. So yeah, it was an easy decision to do that.
You probably popped some goals on me, if that one goal was on me, because I was with Aurora in League One at that time. So you probably that one goal might have come against me. No, probably not. But
yeah,
that's crazy stuff. How it just looks like a full circle, right? Of football. Sometimes it really is crazy. Do you remember, Nanco? Do you remember January 17, 2017?
January 17, 2017. I think pretty sure that was when I scored my first professional goal, maybe?
No, that was when you were drafted.
Oh, wait, that was when I was drafted. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
55th overall, of course, 2017 MLS Super Draft, Philadelphia Union of the MLS, out of college, of course. How was that day for you, the family? It's kind of a day where it really doesn't matter what league, right, Chris? It's professional at the end of the day. It's the next level and the next step. Yes, does everybody want to play on my favorite football team, Inter Milan, Scudetto champions, by the way? Now they dropped Juve, but does everyone want to be on Barca and Alphonso Davies on Bayern Munich? I mean, I'm pretty sure your close friend, or I know Kwame's close friend or so, Kyle Larin, right? With Besiktas and so on and so forth. I get it, but you always have to start somewhere, right? And you started with Philly, of course, played with Bethlehem Steel of the USL Championship League. Now they're known as Philadelphia Union 2. The farm league, I call it, right? Because it's the affiliation of the MLS. How honored were you that day, though, because of all the hard work kind of accumulating and leveling up to finally, let's get going, right?
Yeah, so draft day for me was kind of a roller coaster. They tell you time and time again, like, don't look at the mock drafts because it doesn't make sense and all that stuff. But we're players, we need to know this thing. So I looked at it, and I was projected to go like late first round, early second round, and then I ended up dropping, and I went in the third round. So I didn't get drafted, and then I got drafted the next day. But so I remember in the convention center or whatever it was, I remember like I was crying because I didn't know what was going on because I didn't get drafted. And then, I ended up going home. And then the next couple of days, I ended up getting drafted from Dallas. And then 2 picks later, Dallas traded me to Philadelphia. Or 1 or 2 picks later, Dallas traded me to Philadelphia. And then like later on that day, I got a call from the Philadelphia head coach saying, like we're happy to have you. We're happy that we got you picked to our team and stuff like that. And then a week after that, I was packing my bags and heading down to Philadelphia. So it was kind of a roller coaster, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that I found a place that I can call home. And I played 2 years on the second team of Philadelphia, and made good connections out there and stuff like that. So, and I learned a lot, and I definitely think that stepped up my game as well too. So, it was a roller coaster, and I don't know. It was, but it's a dream come true at the end of the day, because you can say you're playing professional soccer. That's what you want. That's what I've wanted to do since I was 4 years old.
And that's exactly what I said earlier, right? It is what it is. Like, do you want to be maybe where you want to be? Maybe not at that first, but it's that stage, it's that level that you want to get to, right? I'm sure you said, I want to become a professional soccer player one day, and you did it no matter what. And I love how you didn't really, you probably can't anyways, or you can do whatever you want, I guess. But I'm glad you didn't really knock Philadelphia in a sense where obviously you couldn't get that one cap in the MLS, right? Because you played with Bethlehem Steel, their affiliation team in the USL 60 games, popped in 9 goals for them. But I'm happy that you're obviously raised the right way and a good person, because a lot of people will say, well, they drafted me and they didn't even put me in, right? But you're not like that, obviously, and that says a lot about your character, of course. So I just want to throw that out there, because that's good to see, because you could have said something bad or not bad, just have a little jab here or there about the union, right? Not putting you in, but you still played and you still made the connections, as you said, and you obviously played with Bethlehem. How was your time with them? Obviously, as a farm team, had an opportunity of going up, of course, because that's what that is for, the affiliation. Overall, your experience with Bethlehem Steel.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good experience. The coaches really liked me. I liked the coaches. It was easy to get along with them because they're pretty young guys. And the players as well too. It was a good group of guys. I think we did a lot for the history of Bethlehem and the organization. We gave them their first playoff run and stuff like that too. So I think it was a good experience for me to get my first and second professional years in the book. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Put a couple stats on the sheet there, and we move on.
Absolutely. And you exactly did so, and move on with Forge FC in the 2019 campaign. 31 games played, 6 goals, came back home, sort of say, even though Forge FC is obviously based in Hamilton, Ontario. But you still came home back to Ontario, right? Back to Toronto in a sense. And with Forge, what was the decision to come back home, to come with Forge? Were there any other options, leaving the USL with Bethlehem and parting ways kind of with Philadelphia? Or was it just, okay, this is the best opportunity for me now, let's go get it? And 2 championships later, I wouldn't be complaining so much, would I?
Yeah, so I mean, I had a couple options, to stay in the USL, but Bobby got in contact with me, and he was talking to me about the forming of the CPL and stuff like that, and what it could be for Canada soccer. And I knew my contract at Philly was going to be up. I didn't know whether or not they were going to re-sign me or just let me go or whatever it was. So I wanted to have an option in the bag. But yeah, like Bobby started talking to me and mentioning to me what he wants to create at Forge. And he's been talking to us about Sigma having a professional team and stuff like that for years to come. So I knew his vision already. But yeah, like he was talking to me about it, and I knew I wanted to join because I wanted to create something in soccer for the younger generation of Canada. And, I wanted to be a part of making history in Canada soccer. So it was a pretty easy decision for me. And then, I guess I would say I made the right decision.
Hey, 2 rings, buddy. You got two chips with the dip, as Drake would say, right? back to back, bro. Back to back, which is obviously a great thing. And you touched upon Coach Bobby, right? Bobby Smyrniotis, reuniting with him, coach at Sigma for I don't even know how many years, several years. He was in a way like, without anything bad with Sigma, he was kind of Sigma, right? I mean, I think he had an opportunity, if it wasn't the leading force, to put maybe Sigma Academy on the map. And then obviously coming to Forge FC, being so competitive, being such a winning culture already. Players like, Kyle Becker, Tristan Borges, was it Mo Babuli is there now, Tristan Henry. Like you have some ballers on the team, right? Kwame Aua, obviously, exactly. You know well, and yourself. And there's so many I know that I'm missing, of course. But you have some good players on the team. What was it like to be reuniting with Bobby and maybe some guys that you either played with, played against, or just known down the pipeline through the years?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good experience, being reuniting with these guys. I remember my last year with Philadelphia, we were playing North Carolina, and Kyle Becker was playing at North Carolina at the time, and I was talking to him after the game and stuff like that. I just mentioned we beat North Carolina, so yeah, shout out to Philly. But yeah, I was talking to him after the game, and I was saying, because I think his contract was going to be up too, so we were just talking like, what's your next moves and stuff like that, and we both mentioned to each other that Bobby was talking to us about Forge and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, here's my chance to play with Becker. A guy that I grew up, looking up to and stuff like that, because he was a part of the older Sigma program. So yeah, like it was kind of a no-brainer, and then we ended up being the first signings of Forge, Becker, and then myself. So yeah, and then just reuniting with guys like Kwame. I think me and Kwame we started playing Brampton against Uruguay, and then we joined on Sigma. And then we played against each other again at Syracuse versus UConn. And then now we joined again at Forge. So, just having that full circle, like as you mentioned, that full cycle of soccer and, the partnerships that you make and stuff like that, it was good.
Did you ever play for the Battle Cats, or was it just Brampton Youth? Brampton Youth till you die. No.
Yeah, that was so my age group was the Battle Cats.
Was the Battle
That's
Cats,
what we were.
Right?
Yeah, so yeah, and then it was me, Kyle Larian, like guys like Justin Stoddard, who played for Forge the first year, and then a few other guys as well too. So
you remember my close friend right now, actually, we're probably best friends. Remember Sebastian Horo? He used to play on the
Sebastian Horo. Yeah, he was a good player for us too.
Yeah, he had some opportunities, of course, but hey, sometimes life swings different ways for a lot of people. I played on the same high school team with him, and then Aurora, U17, U18 League One. We went to Cardinal Ambrosic, so around in the Brampton area. If people don't know, shout out to B-Town, where we're both from, of course. But yeah, it's good to see, right? All these players that you've played against, as mentioned, or with, or seen from afar, like Kyle Becker and so many more, come together and win. Not just play together, but win. Obviously, the Island Games was something different. The Champions League, a different Champions League as well, was pretty cool. Playing in all these other different countries, Honduras, Guatemala, Panama. I know I'm missing even a few more, right? How was that experience for you, going to these other different countries with Forge and honestly putting up some wins as well?
Yeah, it was a great experience because you're going down to countries. It's not playing in Canada anymore. You're going down to countries where soccer is the number one sport. Soccer is the number one thing they do down there, and guys, it's literally like life and death over there. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's the competition is just that much higher, and you're playing on a much bigger stage. So it's definitely a great experience. It's a great test to your abilities, and we went down there and we got a few wins in the books. So it's great, a great reflection of where Canada soccer is heading, and like the talent that Canada is producing.
Do you truly, honestly see Canada going in the right direction? We're going to touch upon your representation with the age group national teams momentarily, but Canada overall, obviously, I had Lucas Cavallini on the show as well, striker for Vancouver Whitecaps and for the Canadian men's national team. And he said he truly, it took him some time to realize and understand and get to the point where, let's support Canada, let's play for Canada, and let's take it to the next level. And I think it's slowly going that way with John Herdman in charge. Do you see Canada soccer, developmental wise, and all the way up to the national team, getting better and getting more worldwide and competing on big stages?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that when you look at it, when back in the day when I was younger, and you look at it now and you compare the two, you see the difference. The difference is you see a lot of kids and a lot of players getting opportunities, whether it's, on first teams in Canada, first teams in the MLS, or even like in Europe now, you see more of a distribution of the Canada players in different countries. And you see Canada not only doing better against certain countries, but you see them actually like pounding in numerous goals on countries that we should beat. So I definitely see that the development. You obviously we have players like Alphonso Davies, who's doing his thing in Germany and putting Canada on the map there. And there's all, like you mentioned, Kyle Larin. He's a big player for Canada as well. So you see these guys going to different countries, to top clubs in different countries, and showing out and doing their thing and representing well for Canada. And it's only gonna grow. It can only grow. You know what I'm saying? So if the youth are following up, you have guys. I'll mention Tristan Borges on our team, who went over to Europe as well too. It didn't work out for him, but it's those doors are now opening up, and that's what's important.
And that is truly important. And obviously, what was important to you in a couple years was representing your country. No matter what level, no matter what sport, in my opinion, representing your country is one of the biggest deals. And you did at the under 17 level in 2011, 7 caps, 2 goals, and then 2 caps with the under 20 team in 2015. Obviously wanted to get to the next level and maybe work to the national team, of course, the first team. But at the end of the day, you still put the Canada crest on the chest. And what did that mean for you overall, representing your country, even if it was just for 9 games overall?
It was amazing. I got to play in a youth World Cup. I got to go to Jamaica, where my family is from, and play down there against Jamaica and stuff like that. So
that must have been amazing, eh?
It was definitely amazing. I scored. I remember I scored the qualifying goal for us to qualify, and it was shocking because it was a header, which I never do. So, but yeah, like those moments are amazing. We went to a World Cup in Mexico, got to play against teams like England, Rwanda, and Uruguay. Play against guys like Raheem Sterling. So, those are life-changing moments.
Absolutely. And stuff I know you don't take for granted, because you can't, because it's experiences that a lot of other kids, a lot of other people, men or women, don't experience, right? And I know that's one thing for sure. If you don't mind, I would like to touch upon one of the last things in the island games in Prince Edward Island. Obviously, that's unfortunately when the world was not going just crazy with with Trump and all that, but the systemic racism, unfortunately, George Floyd and so many others. And CPL did, I think, a pretty fair job. I know it's just T-shirts, I know it's just masks, but it's something that they didn't have to do, but they did. And I'm sure you guys and myself watching were happy that they did. Obviously, the Black Lives Matter T-shirts and all that, and you guys, taking a knee during anthems and before matches, which is very, very important in my opinion. How humbled, were you, and how honored were you to kind of take a stand, take a charge, obviously, being of the black skin color, right? And I don't know how it feels as well, because I just don't, unfortunately, but other people do. How were you a little emotional? Were you a little torn up, or were you really just happy that you're kind of involved in something so important that needs to be said around the world, not just USA, not just Canada, but everywhere?
Yeah, I mean, I took it as like a little, I would say like a little gesture of what we can offer, because it's such a great problem in the world. And you know, it literally happens everywhere. You know, we came together as a team and we talked about it and stuff like that, and we kind of shared you know, our history and our problems and stuff like that. You know, I had some when I went down to Philly, you know, and just growing up in general. You know, Kwame had some, other guys on my team had some, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just about raising the awareness, letting people know, getting people uncomfortable, having conversations, stuff like that. Because, you know, we before all of this, you know, it seemed to have just been, you know, pushed down and, you know, kept in the locker and stuff like that. But now you see people pushing the envelope, and you know, it's good to see, but at the end of the day, it's not enough. And you know, we need to keep, you know, knocking on that door and creating change. So yeah, I think you know, I think the CPL did a good job, but I want to say that I'm most proud of the players, because it was the players decision to do all of this.
Good.
It was the players ideas. You know, we came together as a group of players, and we put forth these ideas and kind of push the league to do it. And you know, I'm just proud of what the guys did and the guys stood for. And yeah, so I hope that I hope that the league and, you know, the players continue to do so. And I hope that all the viewers and stuff like that were watching, and you know, they're more aware and, you know, trying to ask more questions and figure everything out.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Well said. Glad you obliged and talk about it, because it's important, right? And I try to talk about it as much as I can on my platform, with obviously without being too political, because that's not where this is what it's about, right? It's about spreading the awareness and making sure even people like me, right, with my skin color, getting the knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge already, and understanding where this is all coming from, why it's happening, and how can we learn from it. And to me, that's very important. So thanks for touching upon that, Chris. I appreciate it. Finally, going into this season, if there's even going to be a season, I hear that there is. I see that there is. What's the talk around the CPL? Is there going to be a season? When could it start? I think they were saying July, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know for sure. Did you hear anything, or is there any update as we speak today?
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of like keeping us in the dark kind of until they have everything sorted out. You know, it's hard to predict with what's going on, COVID and everything like that. But I'm hearing the same things you're hearing. I'm hearing there's going to be a season. They're very committed to doing a full season. Whether or not we have to do a bubble or something like that, or like go somewhere and play, I don't know what it's going to be. But you know, they're very committed to having a full season and having games. And you know, that's at the end of the day, that's all you want to hear as if you're a player, is that you're going to be able to play some games, because you know, we're not getting any younger. So,
hey, you're already 26. I'm turning 26 in November, buddy. We trust me, we're not getting any younger.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing some games, you know, getting out there with the boys, and hopefully a three-peat, hopefully winning the championship again.
Hey, at this rate, I don't even care if you guys probably don't even care if you go to PEI again and let's play another bubble and just make an entire season. You might as well, if that's the only case, right? You just want to touch the pitch, man.
Yeah, whatever brings home the hardware, man.
That's it. Whatever gets the three-peat. You need if you guys get a three-peat, you got to bring Drizzy into the song. You got to make a song about Forge FC. I don't know. You probably have some people, just make something happen. Make something happen, because that'd be crazy if you guys make that happen. Listen, Chris, I appreciate it. I think I don't know about you, but I think we either knew of each other or know people that are mutual friends. Like shout out to, before we get off here, of course, and I appreciate this episode, shout out to Matthew Brown, obviously in the States right now, coaching. I played with him, League One Ontario. with Aurora as well for years, and with Pro Stars. We played together before he moved on. He just had a baby, well, a few months now, but congratulations to him and his wife and everything up in the States, coaching, I believe it's college soccer. So good luck to him, and I appreciate him setting this up. Even though I think we still knew of each other, but, it's always good to have, like you said, the connections, right? And it's important. Now, I have a task for you. You have to get Captain Kyle Becker on the show. You just have to make it happen.
All right, I'll put in a good word.
Put in a good word. Hey, we had a good chat, so why not, right? Right now. No,
Exactly.
I listen, Chris. I appreciate you coming on. I really do. You and Kwame, of course, and hopefully get more CPL and Forge players and more MLS players, more footy players in general, to talk about their careers, their lives, their footy life, and the awareness of Black Lives Matter as well. I appreciated the chat, and best of luck moving forward. I know you're going to continue to do well. Hopefully a three-peat with Forge, and best of luck, man.
All right, I appreciate you for having me on the show. It was a great chat. Look forward to seeing where the show takes off, and it's amazing.
That's the plan. We're looking to go to the moon, buddy, with this hockey, basketball, soccer. I don't care where it's at. We got Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk merchandise out, hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves, hats. It's getting bigger. It is getting better. And I appreciate everybody's support. Instagram lives are in full force as well. Normally weekly or bi-weekly. Listen, everyone, this was episode number 39, Footy Edition numero 4, number 4 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. I'm Nicholas Fiore, the host. That's Chris Nanco, Canadian Premier League, CPL, Forge FC striker wearing number 11. Stay safe, everybody. Stay tuned for more stuff coming up because there's a lot coming. Stay safe and Mamma Mia.
Turns it over, and now Cavallini with it. Cavallini finds Baker. Albanese comes out. Baker gets to it first. Around the keeper and in the back of the net. Blows the whistle. The captain, Dylan Carrero, for Woodbridge. The penalty kick. Steps up and takes it neatly so with a great, brilliant penalty kick strike into the corner. The ref blows the whistle. Whiteman steps forward, looking, and right down the middle with the strike there and the penalty kick in the 19th minute. Anything coming, now a chance for Jason Mills. He comes in, the shot on goal, off the woodwork again, the rebound comes out, to Mills again, shot scores! Oh my word, number 11 with the finish, and that's Brandon Mills. Oakville looking to play long instead of building up. It's going to favor them off the second ball. A chance for the Blue Devils. Can they get anything on goal? Goes back outside looking for the offside call. It's not. Now cross back in, back door. It's a goal! And the Blue Devils are on the door first. Push back with good defensive play from North Mississauga, and they steal it and now look at the counter. Can the Panthers go? It's 4v4. Good pace. Botello plays on the far side. They stay on side. North Miss an opportunity. They come on the break with a shot. In the back of the net it goes, and North Miss have one back. Continues with a North Mississauga free kick in midfield. An opportunity here. Shot comes in the back of the net it goes. Oh my word, what a strike. Now back kicked up in the air. One with the header. Placed down. McNamara has the opportunity. And in the back of the net it goes. Corner kick now for Oakville. It's a dangerous one. And in the back of the net again. And it's McNamara.
That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk, Footy Edition with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.